Hello and welcome to the North Hertfordshire District Council Chair Volunteer Awards 2021. This year, due to COVID restrictions, these awards will all be online. I'm Terry Tyler, the current Chair of the Council, and I'm excited and delighted to be introducing these important Chair Awards for 2021. I'm pleased to announce that this year there are 5 categories that were strongly contended. These awards are to recognise volunteer individuals or organisations that have made special and significant and sustained contributions to our community in North Hertfordshire. It is so vital that we as an authority recognise individuals and organisations that have contributed beyond expectation and allow us to celebrate our unsung heroes. We have this year 5 award categories, which are Caring About COVID-19 Community Support Volunteer Award, for someone's act of kindness who has gone over and above to help their community during the COVID pandemic. Next, we had the Dedication Award for long service in voluntary or community work. This is followed by the Green Award for helping to keep North Herts clean, safe and green. This will go to an individual or an organisation such as a school or a community group. This is followed by the Young Star Award. This is for a young person under the age of 25 who has made significant achievements at school or college in their local community or in the voluntary sector. And finally, the Judges Special Recognition Award. We have had many nominations for each category, and every single nomination demonstrated amazing contributions to our community, and I only wish that we could have more than one winner in each category. I sincerely thank each individual nominated and organisation for their contributions to our North Hertfordshire community. Of course, I offer an extra special thank you and congratulations for the winners of our 5 categories. I would also like to thank Officer Claire Morgan, her team and our judges for all of their work in managing and organising this event, especially under our current COVID restrictions. I thank you for attendance and I wish you all a very enjoyable evening.
Thank you, Councillor Tyler, for that lovely introduction. My name's Claire Morgan and I'm the Community Engagement Team Leader at North Hertfordshire Council. I'd like to introduce my colleague. Here is Lee Ellis, who also works with the Community Engagement Team, and we're going to be announcing the Chairman's Volunteer Awards this year. Lee, would you like to introduce the first category?
Hi Claire, hi everybody. Yes, I would absolutely be delighted to do that. We had a number of nominations, but the winner, this person, is a relative newcomer to Royston, but has already been involved in many different projects around the town, including being Chair of Governors at King James Academy School and a member of the Friends of the Heath Committee. However, the biggest way in which this person has contributed is key involvement in the Royston versus Coronavirus mutual support group for COVID-19. This person was instrumental in setting up this group, and it took on the important task of communicating with all the residents of Royston and surrounding areas all the necessary information of where they could get help and support during this really difficult time. Royston versus Coronavirus set up a dedicated phone number that anyone could call. They put up posters around the town advertising their services and shared important information via their Facebook page. They ran a locally based chat line called Royston Talks, through which residents who were isolated by the virus could talk to someone who would listen. During the first lockdown, they received several thousand calls for help to deliver shopping, prescriptions and other necessary supplies, using around 200 volunteers. All the organisers and volunteers need to be recognised, but in particular there's one person who stands out, and I would like to tell this person that the COVID-19 Community Support Volunteer Award has this year gone to Alex Prosser Snelling. Congratulations, Alex.
Hello, my name's Alex from Royston and I'm delighted to have received this Chair's Volunteer Achievement Award for my work and all the team's work with Royston versus Coronavirus. Royston versus Coronavirus was set up by one of our neighbours right here in Royston, Dave Carter, and very quickly started helping people in the local community. We set up a telephone service which connected neighbours together, and our brilliant team of volunteers have done everything from helping people with prescriptions to just dropping in and seeing how people are, or fetching everyday items and shopping for families which suddenly found they had to self-isolate and couldn't even go out. Royston versus Coronavirus is a real testament to the strength of our community here in Royston and our willingness to help each other. I'm very grateful to all the people who supported us, including NHDC and the Royston Round Table, who made it possible for so many people to help each other out during the pandemic. We're still operating, you can still pick up the phone and get help today, and this award will mean a lot to all our volunteers who work so hard to help people out all over Royston.
Now the next award that we're announcing this evening is the Dedication Award. This is an award that goes to a volunteer who's given very long service to a particular organisation or shown particular dedication. On this occasion, the winner has been actually volunteering for 50 years for the same organisation, for the North Harts Samaritans. She's taken on additional responsibilities over that time, leading some of the volunteers and mentoring them through difficult situations. She still does at least 2 shifts a week, and one of those is always a night shift. An amazing example of how dedicated she is was when she walked through the snow for about 4 miles just to get to the office so that she could do a shift for that evening. She's been a complete inspiration to the other volunteers at the Samaritans. And without further ado, I would like to announce the winner of the Dedication Award is Adeline Darby. Congratulations, Adeline.
I'm Adeline, I'm a volunteer at Hitchin Samaritans. Samaritans is a nationwide organisation. With Hitchin is just a branch of many, and locally we do outreach, visit talks in schools, prison visits go on. Well, mainly is to take telephone calls around, but also answering emails, doing the texts for the time we've done it, answering the front door if and when anybody comes in. I've been volunteering for 50 years, and over that time there's been, I would say, hundreds of volunteers pass through. Anybody who wants to challenge themselves and give something back to the community, Samaritans is a good way into it, where you meet lots of friends and get a certain amount of satisfaction out of what you've done or hope you've done for other people in distress.
The Chair's Green Award. So this goes to a group rather than an individual, and this voluntary group is a relatively young group formed just in 2018. Alongside the conservators of Thurfield Heath, who promote and encourage the use of and access to Thurfield Heath in Royston. It includes organising events, raising awareness of the related bylaws and regulations, encouraging conservation protection, the care of the natural environment, and improving facilities for the local community. This group's dedication to litter picking is phenomenal, and they can be seen at the site on many a Sunday morning, clad beautifully in their high-vis and clearing up other people's waste to make the area a more beautiful and safer place for people and wildlife alike. They've kept the community spirit and the visibility alive under these really difficult circumstances. So it gives me again great pleasure to tell you that the Green Award has gone to the Friends of Thurfield Heath. Well done, everybody.
Hello, I'm Janet Rossignol-Gubbins. I'm the chair of the Friends of Thurfield Heath and Greens, and I'm here to accept this award on behalf of all our members from NHDC Council. I'd like to say a big thank you to all our members and for those that nominated us for this award. We are a charitable incorporated organisation and entirely voluntarily run. We try to raise awareness of the specialness of Thurfield Heath. It has a status of a special scientific interest, which means it is rare chalk grassland, and in that chalk grassland there are rare flora and fauna, such as the pasqueflower and the chalk-hill blue butterfly. As the Friends, we have events to raise money, which we put towards projects with the conservators of the heath who run the heath. We have already bought them a tree popper to keep the grassland free of scrub and put money towards signage. We have events on the heath. We've done such things as bat walks, cloud gazing, flower walks, we've had an Easter egg hunt. There's all sorts of things that we do. And this way we raise people's awareness and what such a special place this is for everyone, not just Royston. We would urge you to join us. We have a website. It's called www.friendsofthurfieldheath.org.uk. Please join us. Thank you once again for this award, and please keep safe.
The next award we're announcing this evening is the Young Star Award. This is for a young person aged under 25, and this particular person at the age of only 18 has been a real inspiration to all the trustees and staff at the organisation that she volunteers for, who say that her passion and dedication is completely infectious, and they really love seeing her grow and develop, and are so grateful for the positive difference she makes in her community. She's actually now been co-opted onto the Board of Trustees at the North Parks Centre for Voluntary Services, and she supports the work of the Young Trustees movement, which encourages other young people to volunteer and to become trustees on voluntary organisations. She also actively campaigns for lots of things such as against holiday hunger, climate change, equality and diversity. And I would like to announce that the winner of the Young Star Award is Tina Bartwa. Congratulations, Tina.
Hi everyone, my name's Tina Bartwas and I'm the Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees for the North Hearts and Stevenage CVS, where I'm also the lead board member for the Team Hearts volunteering project. The North Hearts and Stevenage CVS supports local charities and community groups, as well as delivering the Reach Out project, a community transport scheme, the Breakaway Play scheme, and Team Hearts. I've always really enjoyed volunteering, and I've held a number of different voluntary roles, from coordinating the youth wings of different climate change groups to coaching disabled children athletics, and I really wanted to get involved in the North Hearts and Stevenage CVS as a trustee, to be able to look at volunteering from a different lens, to focus on the strategic direction and to really help develop that love that I have for volunteering in other people. At the moment, the Team Hearts volunteering project is looking to encourage more young people into trusteeships in Hertfordshire, and this is a great chance to get involved. If you're a young person in Hertfordshire thinking about getting involved in volunteering, I would definitely say do. It's really enabled me to develop a whole host of skills and improve my confidence, and it's also been a really positive impact on my well-being, especially during the pandemic and these difficult times. I'm really honoured to be receiving this award and want to dedicate it to the staff and volunteers at the North Hearts CVS who dedicate so much time to making our local community better, and to the volunteers across our county who work tirelessly to improve our local area. Thank you so much for all of the incredible work you're doing.
We're now on to the final award for this event, whatever day or time or you might be watching it. And this is an award that we don't take nominations for. It's down to the discretion of the judges when they come across a person who was just outstanding across the board, and they've decided that they need a special recognition. Throughout the COVID pandemic, this person has given time daily to support the older people who are members of the Howard Garden Daycare Centre in Letchworth and other older people in our communities across North Herts. This person has worked tirelessly and hasn't stopped since last March, weekdays and weekends alike, going above and beyond, doing whatever has been needed to support this vulnerable and isolated group of residents, including packing parcels with food and essential items, collecting donations from as far afield as Watford, and yet has still found the time to chat with everyone that they met en route. Through the diligence and commitment of this volunteer, the elderly residents of North Herts were given the support that they needed. This is a volunteer who's not only made gallons of tea, but has patiently listened to staff and volunteers, supporting them through this extremely difficult time. So it gives me massive pleasure to give the judges special recognition award to Paul Ross. Well done, Paul, that's absolutely brilliant. My name is Paul Ross, and I've been a Letchworth resident for 73 years. I became involved with the Howard Garden Social and Daycare Centre a few years back when my wife Shirley took a job there as a cook. At that time, I was only vaguely aware of its existence, just a building that I passed whilst walking our dog. Over a period of time, I became aware of what exactly this charitable organisation was doing and started to do odd jobs around the centre, gardening and a bit of maintenance here and there. I started to engage with the members and volunteers and soon came to realise the value of this club. Some of the elderly and vulnerable people there having no family or contacts and being reliant on the centre for socialising and enjoying a hot meal and entertainment, including seated exercises and quizzes and other fun things like that. One thing led to another and I was invited to join the committee. I became a trustee and ultimately chair of the same, but my heart lies with the basic volunteer work, ensuring that all our members enjoy a decent quality of life. To that end, during the first lockdown period due to Corona, I and other kind volunteers delivered bags of essential supplies to them and any other elderly people that were referred to us. Many of the people visited were extremely lonely and pleased just to have someone to talk to on their doorstep. We are currently open, catering for a maximum of 15 people a day, and it's lovely to hear and be part of the laughter and chatter from members enjoying their time with us. Our hardworking manager has managed to secure some very welcome grants from County Council and the Heritage Foundation. And I should also mention that Morrison's and Tesco have donated food and other items on a regular basis, thus easing our financial burden. I am honoured and humbled to receive this award, as there are so many deserving people out there working tirelessly to help our community, and I sincerely hope they all realise just how valuable their efforts are. Well, Paul, I hope I've done your words justice, and once again, well done on getting this outstanding award.
Thank you, Lee, and thank you, Paul, for your words. Finally, I'd like to give a big mention to some people who, without their support, would not be possible to do these awards, and they are our sponsors. Firstly, Wilmot Dixon have been sponsoring the Chairs Volunteer Awards for several years now, and they provide some much needed funds to buy the trophies and the prizes for each of the award winners. So we'd really like to thank them very much, and hope that they can continue to sponsor these awards. And secondly, we'd like to thank the Comet newspaper, who act as our media sponsor and help to publicise the awards and to publicise the award winners. And most importantly, I think, the publicity that all the organisations who these volunteers work for should get the recognition that they deserve, as well as all the very valuable volunteers and the volunteering that goes on across the district, without which so many services wouldn't exist. So I think it's really important that all those organisations get some much needed publicity, and also it helps them to raise funds and raise the profile of these groups, and that's what we're doing, with the support of the Comet newspaper.
And we might also add at this point that we sincerely hope that next year this event will be back to being live at a venue, and that the award winners will be able to come along and attend and get their prizes in person, and there'll be live entertainment and music, and so we're really looking forward to that next year.
Absolutely. So we can get dressed up and go out to a fantastic black tie dinner event next year, as we usually do, rather than doing videoing this on our own in our home offices. But hopefully we've expressed the importance of volunteering and recognised the worth of each of these volunteers and all the winners. And we'd like to hand back to the Council Chair, Councillor Terry Tyler.
Well, we've had so many remarkable people in North Herts. This brings us to the end of the North Hertfordshire District Council Chair Awards for 2021. I'd like to thank each of our winners, which were for caring about COVID-19 community support award volunteer, Mr. Alex Prosser-Schnelling. Dedication Award, Adeline Davro of the North Herts and Stevenage Hitchin Samaritans. Green Award goes to the Friends of Thurfield Heath. The Young Star Award goes to Miss Tina Barfos. And the Judges Special Recognition Award goes to Mr. Paul Ross. I would also like to thank all the nominees for their incredible work and encourage them to continue their selfless efforts in the future, and hopefully we'll be calling out their name next year. I wish to thank my Civic Award team and judges, in particular Claire Morgan and Rosie Vega. I'd like to encourage members of the public to keep in mind that the Chair Awards for 2022 and look out for people or organisations that should be nominated for an award. As you might be aware, this award event should have been combined with my Chair's civil event. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19 lockdown 3 restrictions, this has not been possible. One of the main reasons of the civic event is to raise money for the Chair's charity, which this year I chose Victoria's Promise and the Citizens Advice North Herts. Victoria's Promise is a charity that supports and empowers young women and their families through cancer and beyond, who have extended their services to North Hertfordshire. I chose this charity because they looked after my 38-year-old daughter Anna in a specialised hospice with her final battle with bowel cancer in 2018. Citizens Advice North Herts is a second charity I chose. They provide excellent services to all North Hertfordshire community and help many people with many types of problems, including finance, health and benefits. I'm eternally grateful for the help they provided me in the early 90s relating to a failed business. It was only 4 years ago that I realised that Citizen Advice was a charity and not centrally government funded. If you feel you'd like to donate, and I encourage you to either one or both of my charities, I'd be very grateful. I know they would be too, and it makes such a difference to them in this difficult financial climate. All that's left for me to say is thank you for attending and wish you a good night.